So our river system changes daily. You may go out there today and it may be totally different.
There's some great fishermen here, and I'm just trying to make my mark on the industry and do the best I can for the sport.
It's a new tournament, new day. You're gonna have to get at it again. I have the capabilities, the skills, and the mindset to go out there and find the fish when we need to find them.
I'm just not gonna let it stress me.
It's a first, a day for the history books. The first ever Crappie Masters Individual National Championship. One angler, one pole.
I think it pushes the angler to compete at a different level.
If I'm gonna make a bad decision, it's completely on me.
I think I got as good a chance as anybody.
A 3-day elimination style tournament, and it gets started right now.
Hello anglers, I'm Scott Briscotta with Discover Monroe West Monroe. We'd like to welcome you to the Crappie Master Individual National Championship. We've got a beautiful day here in Monroe, Louisiana, great fishing. The Ouachita River is a beautiful river, great place to fish. We're so happy you're here. We're looking for a great week of fishing. We hope they have great luck and everybody walks away with a huge bag of fish.
Bass Tank team member Robert Carlisle has won crappie tournaments on the Ouachita River before, but he knows this river's only consistent trait is that it's rarely consistent.
Seems like they've been a little finicky today. All week, if I seen a good fish, I could catch it. And today, I've probably had a dozen that have done just that. They'll turn the index on it and start to follow it, and they'll just quit on you for no apparent reason. I'm running a small bait, I'm always about small baits. We talk about big baits and catching big fish. But with the technology, I know what's a big fish, so I'm sorting the fish just with the live scope. But running the smaller baits seems that I can elicit more bites when they are a little bit finicky. I don't see a downside to a small bait with live scope. There are times when I go really small. My second pole I've got set up is with a 32nd ounce hair jig on. So I've went to it today. It hasn't seemed to make any difference. It's just if they're going to bite, they'll bite it, and if they're not going to. Fishing too small. Desperate here. Just in case. I know better than to keep throwing fish back.
Like Robert Carlisle, Matthew Rogers is also a former Ouachita champion and hopes to edge out the competition.
It's tiny, about the size of my jig. Oh, here's a better one, I think, for sure. I don't know that he's going to be big enough to upgrade me, but he's definitely better than what I was just looking at. I'd say this fish is going to be, 0.8 maybe. I pulled into this and I just come to the bay a little bit yesterday pre-fishing. And seen some scattered fish, but I seen several in the little canal coming into it. And you just don't know what you might stumble upon in the bay. I judged him a little heavy. I thought he'd be a little bit bigger than that. But I think they're just moving in and out. And this is such a silty river system, and the bottom's soft, that there's probably, that thing is super, super skinny. You can see right through there that it's just super poor. Several fish I caught this morning were right up against the bank, right over a leaned over tree. Had one on a little stump right under a leaned over tree that I caught, and I had a just killer morning. My starting spot was chocked full of fish. Yeah, that is a huge one for me right now. Yes, there we go. There we go, that's a pretty crappie. Well, I'm thankful for that one.
These fish, some reason, just have lockjaw today.
Angler Jeffrey Quine is having a frustrating morning.
Oh, my God. That was a good fish. Yeah, a spoonbill surf came up right underneath it and he took off. There's a ton of those things in here. He was about a foot under the surface. There comes some trash fish, scaring the good ones away.
Will day one on the Ouachita River produce any hogs? Stick around to find out when Crappie Masters continues.
Your national champions, TJ and Alex Palmer.
Crappie Masters All-American Tournament Trail is brought to you by American Ethanol, Humminbird, HH Rods and Reels, Genco Fishing, The Bass Tank, and these other fine sponsors. Welcome back to the first Crappie Masters Individual Championship on the Ouachita River. Tony Hughes is no stranger to the tournament trail and knows the Ouachita River well.
I ain't seen a giant yet. The big fish are scattered so bad. The water being high, they can get so many places. This one ain't a big one, but it'll help me and get my bait to it. Gotta get that 5 first. I got 4 in there, 4 in the live well. Been fishing for not quite 45 minutes, got 4 in there. I just lost one that would have made 5. I need to upgrade every one of them to do any good though. But you got to have that 5. So it's not the start I thought I would have, but a lot of daylight left. Yes.
While most Crappie Masters tournaments have a 7-fish limit, this individual showdown is looking for only the 5 biggest fish to win it. Ronnie Turner is a local who has fished the Ouachita River nearly his entire life. He's seen how this river can quickly change day to day.
With the quality of fishermen that are here, with dealing with all the water, the high water right now, I think we're going to be, sometimes you just get bored and catch the little ones. I think you're going to be, you know, more around the 7 to 8 pound mark with 5 fish is what we're going to see. Now, if he would have, you know, if we would have been 5 or 6 feet lower, yeah, I think you would have seen. But you know, this time of year it's unpredictable. I've fished it long. I've fished this system long enough to know. I've seen it in early May, like we're at right now. I've seen it 22, 23 feet, and then you know, right now we got 30 foot. So I mean, a 7-foot difference makes a pretty big. And it could be different tomorrow. That's one thing about this river system, is it changes constantly. I think if you can have a solid day, either today or Friday, if you can have a solid day with, you know, 8.5 pounds, and then maybe you may be able to skate by with 6 on the second day and still make it into day 3. There we go. With the fish that we're seeing. But I think it's going to take one good day of 8 pounds or more to make it into day 3.
Let's see if day 1 was that one good day and head to the day 1 weigh-ins. Focusing on our top 5 for day 1, Trey Underwood takes the 5th spot with 802 pounds. Just ahead in fourth place is Tony Hughes with 8.21. In third, Billy Don Surface brought in 8.78 pounds. Chris Fields is in second place, breaking the 9-pound barrier with 9.34. And ahead of him by only 0.6 pounds is Matthew Rogers, sliding into the number 1 slot with 9.4 pounds. So Matthew Rogers takes the top spot on day 1. But can he keep his weights up high enough to make the cut on day 2? Find out when Crappie Masters continues just ahead. Crappie Masters All-American Tournament Trail is brought to you by the National Corn Growers Association, Minn Kota, Power Pole, Millennium Marine, Ozark Rods, and these other fine sponsors. Day 2 on the Ouachita River, the last day that the entire field of anglers will share the water. Today is elimination day, and only the top 12 teams move on to day 3. Matthew Rogers starts day 2 in first place.
I had a good bag for yesterday. Today's gonna be tough. I'm gonna roll with the same plan. I'm gonna start in the same place, maybe do the same rotation for the most part. I mean, there's still another day, so I don't really want to burn this spot out that I'm starting in, but hopefully it just keeps restocking. I think the second place guy, I think he's got the fish to do the same thing today, so I'm gonna really have to try.
I got a 221 yesterday, so that's gonna be hard to replicate, but I think I can be close to that weight. I got a spot. I'm gonna try to stay put. The way I look at it now, it's a 2-day tournament, so put a little bit more pressure on the fish and hopefully a little bit more pressure on Matthew Rogers.
Rogers is fishing the same area he fished yesterday, hoping for a repeat of day 1.
Oh, here we go. This is a big one. Big one. It looked like a big one. It's not as big as I thought. It's gonna be a good one though. I'll make number 2. Man, there's nothing that gets you excited as when you see one of those on the screen come up. You know, after you do it so much, it kind of gets tiring every once in a while, just staring at the screen. But whenever, I don't know, when it's a real big one and you're not sure how big it could be, I mean, it always gets me super excited. These black crappie love that little Euro tackle swim bait. It's a pretty fish. It's gonna go a pound probably. It was 103.
Rogers' closest competitor from day 1 is Chris Fields, who is hot on his heels with a full live well in a private little honey hole he has all to himself.
I came in and found this early last week, and it was hard to get in. It's hard to get in now, and just once you get back in here, it's real big. Only locals really come in here, so I haven't had much pressure. That's my biggest concern, is that river falling and being able to get in here. So been lucky to get in here 2 days, and hopefully I'll be able to get in 3. Today it started slow. For the first hour I didn't catch much. Yesterday I caught all my fish in 12 foot of water. So obviously I started there this morning and didn't find them till probably about 8 o'clock. And they had moved from 12 feet to suspended in 20 feet, which is kind of strange. I don't know, I'm probably the only person fishing 20 foot of water. Really to stay in the top, I feel I need another big fish. I feel good about what I have, and it's nice to have 2 hours left and looking for 1 fish. But right now, I don't think I have what it's gonna take to get me to first. Hopefully I can stay where I'm at or stay right there in contention, so I feel pretty good with what I have in the boat right now.
A Ouachita tournament winning angler, Robert Carlisle can afford to be choosy, tossing his first 2 catches and then landing 2 keepers in less than 10 minutes.
Basically, it's been a repeat of yesterday. I did start in a little bit different spot, but it was my number 2 spot yesterday, and ended up with 5 fish out of there. about 5.5 pounds, so nothing great, but it's a good start to the day. Working on upgrading. I've caught one fish so far today that would upgrade off of those initial 5. And I can find plenty of small fish. I'm just not finding quality fish. Oh, it's gonna be one of them days. Another giant. He just swam up, looked at it 3 times. He's still sitting there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I lied. I don't know what a big fish is, but I thought he was a lot better than that. Still pound, he'd be an upgrade.
Welcome back to Crappie Masters.
There he is.
Trey Underwood is currently in 5th place and isn't taking any chances on staying in the top 12 in Fishing Championship Saturday. Chad Turner finished in 8th place on day 1. He needs to stay in the top 12 on day 2. Trey Gaines finished day 1 in 10th place and is working hard on day 2 to stay in the fight to fish Championship Saturday. Tony Hughes is having a slower day. The clock is ticking and he only has 4 keepers in the live well.
Well, I run to my first spot this morning and I tried it a little bit, give it some time, but I've moved to my second spot, which was my first spot yesterday, so maybe I can catch what I caught yesterday here. I think I'm gonna have to have what I had yesterday, and that would be to stay in the top. I think I can stay in the top 5 if I can do what I done yesterday. I heard somebody say yesterday at the weigh-in that the fish were starting to come out of those bushes more. That could hurt because some of those places, if they come out of them bushes, they'll get some big weights. Well, like I said, gotta have 5. That's number 5.
Billy Don Surface is currently in 3rd place, fishing the same spots he fished on day 1. He's got his 5 fish and is on the hunt for upgrades.
It was spotty. I mean, there's just one here, one there, and about a fish an hour, the way it started out. But then there I got a couple, I don't know, pretty quick together. I'm seeing them out there 30, I got to set on 40 foot out there, and I start pitching to them at 35 foot, and most all the fish I've caught has been 16 to 18 foot deep and 25 to 30 foot of water. I don't have near the fish I had yesterday, but I still have over 7 pounds, I'm sure of that.
Let's head back out to Matthew Rogers, who is not as confident with his weights as he would like to be.
I'm fishing for just about every spot, you know. I'm not fishing very confidently right now. Which I'm also not seeing a whole lot of for sure crappie. You know, sometimes when you're second guessing, you're not sure what you're seeing, and then when you finally see a crappie, you're like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what they look like, you know, that's how they act. All right, you'll help me. That one out there might, you know, yeah, I better check him just in case. But I've also been on Grenada, and my dad told me to fish for something, and I told him no, and he just told me to do it, and I caught a 3-pounder thinking it was a trash fish. So, you know, you can spend a lot of time with them, but there's always a fish that could have a broken tail and look goofy. So I fish for just about, you know, just about everything. Here's a big one. Nope, not really. Joke's on me. Stupid. So stupid. Come on.
I'm in second place.
Second?
Yes, sir.
Even as Chris Fields chats with some of the locals, he continues to apply the pressure on Rogers, fishing for suspended fish out away from structure.
I've been back and forth across it probably 3 or 4 times today. Slowing down from spots where I caught some big fish and try to look a little harder around structure. Like I said, I haven't been lucky doing it, but where I catch big fish, I'll slow down and search that area a little bit. But I'd say I've been through here 4 or 5 times today around the whole lake.
Time is up on day 2, and it's time to find out who will make the cut in this elimination tournament and be among only 12 boats on the river tomorrow. Your top 5 looks like this. Tony Hughes got his wish and is holding on to the 5th spot with 16.44. Robert Carlisle is just ahead of him in 4th with 16.51. In 3rd, Trey Underwood brought in 16.71 pounds. Matthew Rogers slips to 2nd with an impressive 2-day total of 18.15. And moving into 1st on day 2, Chris Fields, who brought in a 2-day bag of 18.30 pounds. Here's how the whole leaderboard shakes out. These are the 12 anglers who will come back for Championship Saturday. Only one can win the $12,500 and the title of the first ever individual champion. Catch all the action next week on Crappie Masters.